And we are live right here on the program, folks. I don't know why everybody's telling us they can't hear us. Our stuff is very, everything is ready to go. Everything is here. So, if somebody wants to see us live, then we are live. We are live right here tonight. We're getting ready. Let's go over. And we are here. Chief Inspector Jerry Smith is with us. What we have for us today is basically our hauntings. And the reason we have a different setup is because we've been busy going over the 3 cases we were just at, which we have some evidence for you from recent cases, including the ones that people were asking for where we saw the lady in white. So, without further ado, welcome everybody. Again, the number that you see up on your screen is the number, your call-in number, for you to call in if you wish to call in. It is a promotion we're doing for everybody here. Also, we would like to see some of our followers. Jerry is momentarily getting that ready for our followers. We're going to see how many followers we're up to. We're going to give a great big thank you to everybody. I also like to mention Angela Teresa. I'd like to mention our friend Al, who's watching tonight, our friend Nate, who's watching, Nick, another person, Nicholas, Tom, Michael. We would like to say hi to John. We would like to say hi to Amanda, Erica. We would like to say hi to Suzanne. We'd also like to say hi to Christine, a good friend of ours. So, who are these new followers so we can give them a great big thank you besides the ones I just mentioned that are weekly viewers?
Where do you want to start?
Just start naming them off the top and we'll go. And we have named...
This one just popped up. We're up to 631. Cryptid Quest, Branson, Missouri.
Branson, Missouri. That is the gentleman where we will be on his podcast. He will be on our podcast. It's a good friend from Missouri. We have both seen Bigfoot in Missouri. I will be describing my case when we have our Bigfoot show. He will be coming up on that show to talk about Bigfoot with us. One of our Bigfoot shows. We plan on having 2. We're going to have a part 1 and part 2, hopefully. And each one's probably going to have a different guest on it. Who else is on that list of yours?
Kev Kerr, Paranormal.
Okay.
Never heard of them, but...
Paranormal Hunters of Southern Oregon as well. We have Alexandra.
Jason Paranorm. That's someone new. Atlantic.
Yep. Mid-Atlantic Paraunity Society.
Atlantic, Canada.
Okay.
Cabin Creek Paranormal, which is in Vanceburg, Kentucky.
All right. Jason Harris has also joined us on our friends list. We are trying to do this together here. Go ahead and your computer's a bigger screen than mine is.
Outclass Paranormal.
Okay.
Which is from Toledo, Ohio. Oh, that's close. There's South Works, London South Bank University, someone in England.
Okay.
Steve Drews, Francis Hall. Oh, wait, no, that's St. Louis County. Where's that?
I have no idea where that is, to be honest with you. A lot of these are out of state.
Yeah.
And it's wonderful that we have out-of-state people who want to join us. It is wonderful that you're joining us. The volume is a little different. We had a problem with a microphone, so we're trying to fix stuff as we go, but it's just been a big, hectic, wonderful week of investigating and wonderful 2 weeks. Tomorrow's the Super Bowl, which if you're interested in that kind of stuff, you're not a big sports guy, except for baseball.
No, I'm a big baseball
and
fan.
I'm not a big football sports guy, except for a little bit of hockey.
Well, I watch the Super Bowl
racing.
just because it's the Super Bowl. It's something to do, and
well, it's also the best.
I want to see the Eagles lose because that's my friend's team.
Yeah, well, I like Kansas City, but both of the teams are well matched. Both of the teams are there, and this will mark, I guess, a third in a row for Kansas City. Eagles haven't gone to the Super Bowl since when, I don't know. But since I like watching the Super Bowl because it tells me who's the best in football. Watching the Stanley Cup is the best in hockey. Watching the National Basketball NBA Championships, the best in basketball. The World Series is the best in baseball, and I love seeing the Yankees lose.
It's not funny.
It's, well, we can call up our good friend Will and let him know his Bills lost. And we need to send him a crying towel. 1 year for Christmas, I bought him a towel that said the Bills on it.
Yeah, well, I go out to
It's
Bill's.
for him to cry on every time
I go out to Bill's country all the time when I go to see my girlfriend.
Yeah, well, the next time we go up there, I am going to pick a team, and I'm going to wear it. And it's not going to be Bills. But I can't find anything that fits me. I take a 4X. I don't care. I'll walk right into that restaurant. Right now, I'm telling you, folks, I will walk right into that restaurant, and we will be live on our Facebook.
You have every right to do that.
I will wear a Miami Dolphins jersey if I have to. My Cincinnati Bengals, the Rams. I won't wear Vikings. I won't wear Giants. Maybe we'll wear Giants. My team is the Jets team. And I remember it because when I was a kid, I would write to these teams. Back then, you wrote to them in the mail. And they would send me pictures. They would send me autographs, which I should have kept. Baseball cards of their rookies, all kinds of pictures. It was great. And the teams that didn't write back to me, sorry, the Yankees wrote back to me, offering me a catalog. So that's why, folks. The football teams I like, Rams. I like any of the animal teams, basically. I don't know why I don't like the Eagles. It's not that I don't like them. I just want to see Kansas City win.
Yeah, pretty much. I just want the Eagle people to cry because my friend likes the Eagle. Well, it doesn't bother me.
It's basically, for me, it's fun. It's fun to see the football. I don't
Let's
really
get off football,
understand it. But what I'm saying is it's a Super Bowl. For all of our listeners, all of our viewers, they understand this stuff. The only reason we're talking about this is for you folks. Neither one of us are huge sports fans in the first place. Not like I see them running around with, the Braves shirts on.
Yeah, but I'm a Yankees fan, so you insulted my Yankees.
Well, you also played baseball. Your dad played baseball professionally.
Almost.
So it's that way. I never played those kinds of sports. I was in wrestling, but
anyway,
I meant the stuff is on TV.
Back to the paranormal.
Yeah, this week is going to be haunted locations. We were thinking about it. We just came back from Hinsdale House. We have evidence for you folks. Coming up on that, we're just tidying up all that stuff from all the investigators, the big work week. Unfortunately, a lot of our team members are in professional fields of nursing and medical. There are some that are in professional trades, so they can't just stop their jobs to come and talk about this with you. So we're going to pick a day when we can. It might be next week. We're going to try to get that stuff to you. So to make up for it, we're going to talk about haunted locations and then go with what we did online with our equipment and other things we were talking about. We're going to talk about general haunted locations. The Hinsdale House, Rolling Hills Asylum I've been to. I've been to some places in Galena, Kansas. I've been to Pennsylvania, New Jersey, Gettysburg, Salem, Massachusetts. Where have you been?
Long Island. I've been to places in Albany. I've been to the Richard Penn house, which was William Penn's brother. That was a fun case. That was a real fun case. That was with you, but that was with my previous group.
Yeah.
Let's see. I've been to Hinsdale House like that. Now, let's see. A couple places in Syracuse. Been to the Landmark. That was a while ago. We did the Stone Rock Quarry. Didn't really catch anything there. I mean, they say somebody died in that place, but what else have we done? We've done some. There's a place in Syracuse. It's a road. I can't remember what it's called though, but it's a haunted road. I've done Devil's Elbow.
Yeah. We both have done Devil's Elbow, which is 17C, old Route 17C. To us, it's just the back roads, and it's the roads from Owego, I think, going to Waverly.
I've done places in Owego, too. I've done several of the parks around here. They're haunted. I've done, let's see, I'm trying to think.
I've done
a few places in Rochester. I've done that one park in Rochester. I can't remember what it's called, though. Where was that other place I did? I've been to Salem, Massachusetts. I've done a few places up there. The house, what is it called?
There were a few houses we did. I wanted to do the house that the game Clue was named after.
I've been to the Amityville Horror House.
They were not
but
it's not
the same time. The Amityville Horror House is not the same. I mean, you could drive past it, but they changed it on purpose so people won't, Well,
also the Amityville Horror House, from what I'm understanding, the movie touched it up on purpose.
Well, of course.
Making it what it's not. It's a barn-style house, but
it's a Dutch colonial house.
Well, I meant the barn-style house in the movie. With the barn top and the window.
It's Dutch colonial.
Okay. But what I'm saying is it looks like a barn, the rounded part at the top.
Well, kind of.
The barn style, the window of that place. That is the lake facing part of it.
It's not a lake. It's the ocean. It's the dry dock.
Well, it's the part where the boats are. Whatever that waterfront is what's there. The actual house is a normal type house. I was very surprised at it. Also, a lot of other things that we have from the different places that I've been, like the Hinsdale house looked a little different than the pictures. We went to the Gettysburg, and some places were different.
Too, on the battlefield. I almost forgot about that one.
Salem, Massachusetts, the cemetery. That
Newtown Battlefield in Elmira, I've been there.
The Central Area Cemetery there. It looked big online. It's not. It's a very small inner city cemetery.
There's a cemetery in Syracuse that I used to go to. I think it's on Onondaga Wharf. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That place is heavily haunted because there's vets in there.
Well, from a lot of people talking about these famous haunted places, you see pictures and you hear stuff and you watch videos online, you do your research and you get there and it's totally different.
Connecticut Hill in Ithaca. That cemetery is haunted too.
And that's a different area. You see videos and stuff, you get there. The Elmira Battlefield State Park was a little different than what was explained and we saw. But for me, that is the thrill of going there. The thrill of seeing it. The thrill of experiencing it for yourself. The history behind it. The Hinsdale House has history.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
The Elmira State Park has
history.
War history. Gettysburg, of course.
There's also, I've been to the site where Elmira was, which was the prison camp, the Civil War prison camp.
Okay, but that has history.
Oh, yeah, it has a lot
of it. I'm interested in the history.
It's like the equivalent of Andersonville down in the south.
Yeah, it sometimes lets me down because when I went to Gettysburg, I was expecting to see different stuff. I was expecting a different atmosphere. I get there, and the one spot I wanted where the drunken Southern Army.
Drunken Southern Army?
Yes, the drunken, that's what I call it. I forgot his name. Took a few soldiers that were drunk, and they walked right into a Union encampment. And there was a war broke out, obviously, a fight, a small little skirmish, if you will. That place is a restaurant. And in the parking lot, the size of a wrestling ring, 20 by 20, 30 by 30 spot of grass with a plaque in it telling me about this spot where this happened. I would think it would be the whole field where it happened. You'd see where the fight took place, maybe where the camp was, maybe who was there, maybe how it was laid out or something. Not, it's just a patch of land. The other spot I wanted to see in Gettysburg, where they marched them through town, isn't there. It's a road. It's restaurants and stores. They don't even have the spot where Lincoln did the address. I had my own research to find. I think I was probably about 20 feet away.
Probably. What, was there a building there?
No, it was a scaffold, a small cemetery, and he spoke. Well, that whole half of the cemetery is part of the new part with the road and everything there. So I think where I was standing towards the road of the cemetery of the part was where you could have seen that scaffold or that section. Now, I would have put a plaque there. I would have put a sign there. I would have put where he visited. I would have put where, some things happened. Maybe pictures there to say it looked like this, and this is what it looks like today, so you could stand in the same spot. My object was to stand in the same spot President Lincoln stood in when he gave that address. The Johnny Wade House, that was a small...
Yeah, we went there too.
I don't know if you call it an investigation.
I used to go.
We went there for the tour by ourselves. We did the self-tour kind of thing. They told us a few things, and it wasn't busy at all. It was a part of time it wasn't busy. But you just get the feeling the whole time I was there, one of a severe, I don't know if it's a sadness, but it's something isn't right. Then when you get to the battlefield, you can still smell the cannons. Yep. You can, every 3 feet, it's estimated to be a body part. Somebody fell down, their hand is here. You walk 3 feet, foot there,
Yeah.
I thought maybe they would have plaques of who laid there.
Not every time.
And a design of what it would look like then, like pictures of the area you're standing in compared to what it is now, and they didn't have them. But the battlefield felt very sad. I felt like I had to leave. I felt like I was in extreme danger. The atmosphere was very, very, what I call hard, where it was something was moving me along. And the part that I felt like I was afraid of something. I'm a big guy, know how to handle myself. I should not be afraid or have some kind of fear associated with standing somewhere, and I did. I also saw somebody walking up a hill in blue. That was the Union Army. I went with our good friend Will, and he experienced some stuff. Sachs Bridge was
I've been there too.
Another historic site. We're going to get some pictures up there for you. I should go through everything and put pictures next to all the places I've been. But on the website is all the places all of our team members have been. Everyone. And it is a large collection. We're still working on it. We could have a whole page of places we've been. And it's very hard to get a picture for every single one. The the names of the places and where they are is what they are, so you can visit them. Some of them cost money. Some of them have, I guess you will, a way about them doing things. Some of them are businesses that, it's just not a haunted place. It is somebody's business that they're making money for tourism and other things.
We won't mention the ones that
I
know which ones.
We've already had a show on doing this and getting to the places and talking to people. But today's are going to show you some pictures. Now, bear with us as we transition through the pictures, because as he talks about some of the pictures, as I talk about some of the pictures, we're going to be putting up other pictures. So it's going to get, it's going to be a transitional screen, and I hope nothing messes up. So the first thing we're going to talk about is a cemetery photo, because a lot of people like the cemeteries. They can relate to being in a cemetery. So we're going to start with something easy, and that is the lady in white. Now, hopefully my voice will still go through this picture. It has an arrow, which I don't like to do, because a lot of people know I don't like to point it to you. I like to tell you where it is and let you see for yourself. But this is a presentation photo.
That's usually what I do.
We use these at conventions, and so the public will know where it is. And it's a lady in a white photo. Personally, I don't think it is a lady in white. I think it just happens to be a white color or a grayish color of a female in a dress. It's just been dubbed the lady in white as us to find it on the computer or whatever and talk about it. Now, this was seen at a cemetery. Again, we're not going to tell the names of the cemeteries. The reason we don't do that is because we don't want people going there and causing an issue or being immature about it. We have to protect the place. We have to protect the people that have their loved ones resting there. But in this particular investigation, we did have permission to be there at night. And what you're seeing is a routine photo. It was just walking around. We didn't really feel uneasy or anything. We were just snapping photos. We had another group doing an EVP session, probably down the road a little. I felt like there's something was watching me. I took the photo, and there it is, lady in white, folks, or what we can call it that. I mean, I don't know. What do you want to call it? What do you want to call this photo here? It's a lady in a
white apparition
white
that looks
collar.
like a lady.
It's a ghost. It's a typical ghost. That's what it really is.
White apparitions, ghosts usually are just a typical ghost.
Now, going back to us, that transition was wonderful. I liked that. You have seen more of the next photo. This was your photo. So I'm going to let you describe this photo, but I do see what you're talking about. It is a gentleman in a purplish color. It is a...
No, you can clearly see the shadow figure. It looks like a hat, a face. I always thought it might have looked like a merchant or an old soldier, because this was where our fellow team member Angie has at her old house, which is actually my uncle's old house they used to live in when I was growing up as a kid. Yeah. But the Shenango Canal ran through there, remember?
Yeah.
So that's what I think it is. But this is clearly a person. You could see the hat, you could see the face, and you could see the body.
Now, where...
I took this picture in the attic.
Now, where was this in relations to... Was it a case? Was it...
It was a case we did. It was Andrew's house because she was having a lot of activity, and we investigated.
So our own investigator, Angie, who will be coming on, she's agreed to come on as a guest.
If she can, later.
If she can. Well,
her niece has a ear infection, and she had to go and meet her sister, so another member of our group. So we'll see what happens.
Now, what I've seen is, with this photo, when I look at it, it looks to me as if it's watching or it's standing there, and you happen to caught it as it's doing what it's doing.
Yeah.
As a lot of photos are. I don't see anything odd about this.
No.
And it's kind of... It kind of reminds me the story that you told me earlier as well. You told me a little bit more than we're going to share here on the program.
There is another, I'm not trying to interrupt, but there is another thing that you got to consider.
Yeah.
Back in the early Civil War times, that was a underground railroad through there too.
Okay.
So,
but what I'm saying is the way you described that story with that.
Yeah.
Now that you mentioned that, we would just say it when it was the underground railroad and stuff. This is kind of like a residual photo. Like maybe he's walking and he always walks, or checking on something. This is a snapshot of a routine day in the life of this soul, this gentleman who is there.
It could be a residual. I don't know. It could also be something else.
Yeah. Now coming back, if I was to look at that, and the difference between that and the cemetery one, I think that shows a glimpse of history. I think it shows a time of whatever's happening. Now, the lady in the white photo there, that spirit, obviously is left over. Maybe she's roaming around the cemetery for a reason.
I've been seeing
there are two different kinds of hauntings: residual and.
Which cemetery is it? Is it from around here or somewhere else?
Yeah, we're not going to say what it is.
We don't need to say which cemetery. It doesn't make
sense.
Yes,
it's a local cemetery. We got permission to go. That and another piece of evidence were the only two ones we got.
From. I think I know where it's from.
It's the Upper Front Street area. But we have in that area of Upper Front Street, we have old tales of Native American
there's
villages and
there's
history.
Supposedly a Native American castle. When you go up by the creek where the Jewish Community Center was, there was a Native American castle. There's a plaque right near the bridge that says it. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Yeah. Well, what I'm saying is that area had Native American, and one of the team members said that was a Native American's ghost. Now, I can't say if it is. I can't say if it is or not.
Oops.
I can't say if it is anything more than a spirit being there and then disappearing, because that was the only photo that we had in it. It appeared and then disappeared. Now, your residual proof of your photo is, to me, like I said, not only a piece of history, if it is a Civil War gentleman doing what he's doing, but it's different in the way that was still there doing the same thing you did after you took that picture.
Well, yeah.
Footsteps and noises.
Yes, there were. That's why I went up there.
The point that it continues to be there, the point that it is not harming anybody. We're not going to say the lady in white photo would harm anybody, but what I'm saying is a lot of people in their houses don't realize that when you have activity and it's not harmful, there may be nothing more than just somebody else living their life like you are. We hear about so many cases where people say, I think my house is haunted. I got to do something. I can't live here. And they move. Or I got to do something. And let's we bless their house for them. And they're still...
But they don't. Sometimes they don't do what we tell them to do.
Well, what I'm saying is the person is still frightened.
Oh yeah,
I was there. Why would you be frightened over a Civil War gentleman if you hear noises or something? Say hi, how you doing?
It doesn't matter. Right? Fear is in the human. It's normal for.
But what I don't understand is once you find out what it is that's doing it, just like the studio here is haunted. Whatever is here hasn't bothered us. It's not going to bother you. And when we hear noises, I answer it. Hi, okay, we come in. Hi, I'm here for the podcast. How have you been? Kind of relationship, or let it know what's going on. Not living in fear or living frightened by it. Interact as if it was really there. Almost like it's a disembodied roommate rather than a disembodied spirit. But in residual context, to me it's important to know what time it happens, when it happens, how is it haunting the house? Is it really haunting the house and bothering, or is it just doing what it knows because it doesn't know anything? Could it be trapped? We've had some recent cases where something was trapped.
Yeah, the one private client that we had.
But a lot of those cases, I feel sorry for it because I wouldn't want to be trapped.
Yeah, but
somewhere.
We also think that chair is a haunted object.
Yes, and we're going to put it in a museum.
Yeah, the client wants us to remove it,
which we're going to have a show about that. And some of the stories that we're going to talk about a little bit about tonight have the fear in them. And I want these people to realize that,
fear is always a factor in everything that you do.
But what I want them to realize is that they don't have to have the fear.
It doesn't matter. Psychologically speaking, people constantly
I realize that, and that's what I'm trying to... As a team, we try to educate our clients that the fear is okay.
But you have to take control of your own house.
Yes.
Your own home.
Yeah. Well, in that case that we're talking about,
it's not allowed to stay here to get out.
Or if it does stay there, it has to have guidelines. Like this Civil War person cannot, bother you in your room. Or if it's residual and it's in the same place and what it does, you can also live your life around it. Let's say, right now, whatever the time is now, it is happening. Therefore, we're going to sit here and watch it or let it be and let it have its time to do what it wants to do or has to do. Also, if it is trapped in a cycle of it keeps doing it, I call it like a laundry cycle. It's going to keep spinning. It's going to keep...
It's called the stone tape theory. That's the proper term for it. Over and over and over again, playing like a tape or a record.
Yeah, but I'm letting our viewers know that may not know the professional terms we have.
Well, that's why I'm using the professional term, just to
educate them. But it's like the laundry cycle. It just keeps turning. That we can let it just play out. Let it happen.
That's
that tape
what it's going to do anyway.
Roll on the wheels.
That's assuming that this picture is a residual picture. Because we don't know that. Could be also be an intelligent haunting. We don't know that. Back then, I didn't know.
We didn't know that.
We weren't. Well, you weren't there. This was with me.
But what I'm saying is, back then, just like when I started way back when, in a few of our cases, we didn't figure out stuff as well as we do today, unfortunately.
No, because we have different technology now.
Today we know it might be residual. Then you knew that it was something that was appearing, making noise. And that's why I always say it's nice to go back to the places that I've investigated, if I can, to either find out more information.
We're going to go back to a few of the ones you did. We already have plans to do that.
Yeah, well, what I'm telling our listeners is that the reason I like that, and I say we're going to go back. Well, we do go back. 1, we can get different information. 2, we can do things differently. I got better equipment than I did when I first started. Let's say the park with the swing sets, I have better equipment. I am better equipped to continue with that investigation in other areas of the park. Maybe we'll get better permission to do more of the park and more of the area. Or with this case, maybe you could have a computer that shows the spirit being there. We have better communication devices now. We have programs that we're going to be buying and getting once we figure out the pricing and how to budget for these things. And why there's so much money, I don't understand.
We built ourselves a portal box.
Yes. Which then I did not have. So we have technology.
SLS camera. That's what I want to get next.
Yeah, we have technology that can assist us better in finding better evidence. Now, the next one is kind of controversial in the fact that a lot of people don't believe it. I know you're up in the air on these things.
What?
It is a picture of an elemental shadow creature type thing.
A shadow creature's not an elemental.
I was told that it's a dark elemental, and they're like shadow creatures, that it is a wolf of some kind.
Wait, is that one of mine?
No, that's mine.
Oh, I'm not so sure about that one, man.
But it's just like the one you took, where what it looks like is a wolf or a animal creature we can identify with. And if you look at what I circled, it looks like it's coming out. It looks like it's in a position to defend itself or make action for us who's trespassing in that. We weren't trespassing. This is public land. You can go there anytime you want.
Yeah, but weren't you were with Phil, right?
Yes. Phil and Jeremy was with us.
I wasn't with you.
But the way this creature looks is if it's going to defend its territory. Like it lives there all the time and doesn't want us there. Phil brought up the point that if that's the case, then these are intelligent, living beings or entities or creatures or dimensional type, whatever you want to call it in that regard, that thing actually is not liking the fact that we're in its home. Now, to me, this looks like a wolf, werewolf, lichen, whatever you want to call that kind of being.
Werewolves
in shadow form.
Do not exist.
Yes, well, what I'm saying is it looks like a wolf shadow form.
Werewolves.
And the reason I chose this is because you got a wolf formation of the same kind of shadow thing on one of your investigations.
Wasn't a wolf.
Well, what I'm saying is that's what we can say it looks like. Yours looks like a dog, a wolf, a canine type creature. We can identify with something like that. Now, my question is, can this thing change its forms? Elementals are supposed to be of nature. Did it choose to change into an animal form of nature? Did it choose to...
What, you mean like a chameleon? Is that what you're trying to say? Like comparing it to a chameleon or a salamander that
more
changes?
Like an octopus almost. That it's an environmental changes. It knows that if it becomes frightening and looks like a wolf, then I'm going to be frightened by it and go away. Where really, we're not there to harm it. We were just walking around taking photos, seeing if something's there. We were told stuff is there. So this thing became territorial. Hey, I don't want these guys taking pictures where I live. I don't want these people in my home, which we didn't realize it was its home. And now it's going to become aggressive. Well, I don't think that's aggression. I think that's a warning that, look it, get out.
I'm sorry, but I have to disagree with you. I do not believe in werewolves. I firmly believe that. I will believe it when I see it. I'm skeptical about this stuff. I'm sorry, but I am.
But I'm at the elemental part of this, where it changed into that form.
Still skeptical.
Well, we have had other photos where we know it was an elemental type. Something had to be elemental about it. But it's funny you bring up that part, that the skepticism of this. If I was to look at this, I would be skeptical too. If it wasn't my own
there's nothing
taking.
wrong with believing.
Jeremy took this picture. Jeremy was there in front of me. We saw it. We felt uneasy. I don't know if I'm going to say I felt like something was there. I didn't feel like being watched. He did. That's why he took the photo.
That's fine. I understand that.
But if this thing did not change into this form, how did it know that this form would be bad for us? Because if this was a formation and it really came about, well, we could see it, that would make it a little uneasy for someone. Yeah. Somebody might even be frightened. Somebody might even go away. Somebody might even say, hey, this is a place of danger to be.
I'm just not sure. I don't see anything. I honestly do not see anything.
It's right there.
I don't see it.
I know.
Maybe because I don't believe in it.
I think that's a part of it. That's almost like me with some of the orbs. I don't believe wholeheartedly in orbs. I don't believe wholeheartedly in that.
I don't believe in them completely either. Only when I see the translucent ones is usually...
Well, you have more belief in orbs than I do.
Well...
But, like this, I have more beliefs in elementals and strange cryptic stuff than you do. I also believe that
there's energy that always is in a room.
Now, could this be a negative energy of a shadow? I mean, in relation to your photo of the beast, the dog, let's call it a beast. This is almost like that. Only yours is kind of low to the ground, on the ground. Mine stood up.
I know.
And it kind of shows me that maybe there's elementals in that place, and they're not evil, shadow, demonic creatures, as you said. Now, is this demonic? I don't think so. Is this bad? I don't think so. I think we happen to have stumbled into an area where something didn't want it. Like I said, almost like a rattlesnake. You're walking down, the rattlesnake steers you, and it gets into this frightening pose to get rid of you. Like a cobra or something. I don't think it realizes that we're not there to harm it. We're not there to harm it.
There's nothing wrong with talking about a controversial
photo. I know, but I'm telling our listeners that, in a way, if we hadn't had that camera, and we hadn't had a cell phone with us walking that day.
What was it taken with?
It was taken with a regular cell phone.
See, that's why I'm skeptical, because I don't like phones. I'm sorry, but I don't.
Well, beyond that part, the equipment doesn't matter. If you were to say, Wade, why are you skeptical? I think it does and it doesn't. I'm skeptical because I don't firmly believe nature can just evolve itself in front of us like this.
No.
However, I don't believe this is a shadow creature like all the normal stuff we normally see.
That's definitely not a shadow creature because I don't see a shadow. To me, it's woods. It's a cutout part of the woods, the bushes. There's nothing there, man.
Well, you've seen the face of it. You've seen the hands of it. And Jerry's skepticism of this comes from the unbelief. It's the same thing he talks about vampires, Bigfoot. Jerry is just like I am with orbs. You have to literally give me full definitive proof. Now, to me, this is definitive proof. I think, personally, it's an elemental.
Well, that's fine with you. If you want to think that, you can, but I'm not going to, and I don't know if I believe in elementals.
I realize. Now, can you tell us, let's get back to, can you tell us why you don't believe in the elemental? For our listeners to understand why you're saying
I have to believe it to see it. I've seen ghosts. I believe in I've seen them. That's why I believe them. But if I don't see something, I don't always believe it.
Now, how do you know if you've never seen it, if you've never been... Now, this question is just because I'm wondering, and for our listeners who might be saying, what are you nuts, they exist, what happens if you've seen it and you just didn't know it because no one pointed it out? Or if somebody like myself just now came to you and said, this is proof of an elemental, now you see it.
No.
Or is that like me with orbs? Wade, no. That's a proof orbs exist.
I believe
and I'm like, yeah, right.
I believe it if I see it. Sorry, that's how I call it.
What I'm saying is, you're like me. If you give me a photo of an orb, I will give you 15 different things, including insects, dust balls, chemicals in the air, somebody sneezed, somebody took a picture of rain.
But I don't agree with it because I never said that Bigfoot wasn't real. It's a very good possibility because there's a ton of crap out in the woods that we don't know about.
Yes.
Just like your alien UFO stuff.
Yeah.
You'd have to be crazy not to think that we're alone in the universe because that's just crazy. But as to what it is, we don't know. I'm not saying don't believe in it, but I never seen it. But there's a very good chance there probably is. Mm-hmm. I just elementals to me is a stretch. And
it's just so funny. I just said I didn't believe in orbs, but we're going to show them what I do believe in orbs and why I believe this might be an orb. The next photo shows me a green orb, but I don't believe it's an orb. Somebody else said, oh, there's something over here and there's something over there and there's something. No, the green orb is the only thing that's there. The reason that I believe it's there is because I think it's energy. I don't think it's an orb. However, I was told by the person that was with me for this that orbs are energy.
It's too distorted to tell.
Yeah. But what I'm saying is that green thing right there is an orb.
Maybe.
Because it's energy. It's not. That's why orbs are energies. That's why it's an orb. And that's why I am not skeptical.
I don't know, maybe.
To the point I am of everything else. I can just see it on your lips already, Wade. You're skeptical of everything else I show you. How can you say that? But it's energy. And I believe in energy. I believe in energy showing itself sometimes in this world. Either it's alien, either it's dimensional.
No.
Either it's just a possibility of it happening and you caught it. And that's why I believe in that photo being the way it is. That's energy. Now we're going to try to find you another photo here. But I want to discuss the part that your unbelief. Can you explain to our audience, because you've had to explain it to me many a times, what that seeing is believing and why you believe that you can only see it in person and it's got to be right there in front of you for you to see? Can you explain that to our audience?
Why I need to see it in person?
Why is it always has to be in person to see it?
Well, I mean, you can also see it in a photo, but it's got to be a good photo. I've told you this. I don't like using phones.
No.
I believe cameras are definitely... Well, obviously, everybody knows that cameras are better. Phones are unreliable. Only in certain situations, I think a phone is warranted. Not in most cases. Now, if I can see something, like I said, like I've just repeated about 10 times, I'll see it to believe it. I have seen a picture of Bigfoot. I think I've seen a picture of a UFO. I probably have. But I'm just making my point. That's just what I believe.
Yeah.
I need to see it to believe it. in certain instances. I'm sorry, it's not that I don't believe in elementals, I just never seen one. Till the day that I see one, then I will change my mind. But there's nothing wrong with believing in what you want to believe.
Yeah.
It'd be like me trying to tell you what to believe in, and I won't do that. I refuse to do something like that. You have a right to believe in whatever the hell you want.
Yeah.
But those are just my opinions.
Now,
trying to find the photo?
Yeah, I'm trying to get to the next photo, because the next photo is going to be the one that we've both been there. We have literally both been in the same spot. I'm not going to tell you what the spot is, folks, but I am going to tell you that we just recently did it. So if you want to see the spot we were recently in, when we were there, you can see that spot. That is this one right here. We've both been in this spot, in that cemetery.
I'm not disputing anything in that cemetery because I already know.
Now, the thing I don't know is if it's standing on the tombstone or standing behind it. Because it was right there in front of us. I saw the facial part of it. And I've been told there's other things around it. But the one I circled, again, this is a photo to show the public, so we had to circle it. But whatever that is, it's got to be one of those demonic shadow entity, dimensional demonic things.
It's definitely a shadow person. You know what's in that place.
I do, yeah.
I know what's in there. I've had a first-hand experience in that place.
Now, do you want to explain? Now, was yours in the same spot this might be the same exact spot where we both have had something happen.
What part of it is? Was it?
It's the middle part. I'm going to say we were just there the other day.
You mean right where we were?
Yeah. The people can just go watch that video and see it.
You mean when you go up the road all the way and then right there before where the hill is?
The bottom part.
Oh, yeah, I've seen them down. I've had... When we were going down that hill at night, when we used to go in there at night, when we were allowed in there, we don't have permission anymore, but we were going down that part of the hill, and we had picked up EVPs all over the place. I remember specifically hearing them, whatever it was, whispering, "Get out. You have to leave. Get out." And before that, we were hearing rustling in the bushes. My friend had night vision goggles and stuff, the military grade, where you can see out. Bar. And he kept looking. There was nothing there, man. Something was physically trying to chase us out of there. And we left. We walked out quickly. After we heard all that crap down on the bottom of the hill, we were gone. We moved. We walked out of there as quick as we possibly could. I don't doubt the fact that what I saw. Yeah, but that is the same section right there. I don't doubt that.
I don't doubt that what that picture isn't the same thing on another day. I also don't doubt that it was doing the same thing it was doing to you that it was doing to us.
Oh, I know what it was doing. I know what they do to me in there. I've learned to block them out. I've learned how to ignore them.
But anyway, we're talking about a local cemetery.
Yeah,
we're talking about the negative energies that are there.
Oh, there's
beings, energies, entities.
There's been
demonic.
so many things done in that cemetery that there's no wonder that there's a ton of bad crap in there.
Well, the land before that, the land around it.
Well, Daniel Dickinson owned it. Remember?
Yeah.
He was a U.S. senator.
Well,
he owned that entire land.
The land around it has not been a very nice neighborhood for some time.
No,
too.
it's one of the worst neighborhoods where we're from.
Well, it isn't anymore. The neighborhood's a dead neighborhood now.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, there's a lot of boarded up houses, And the crime that they call crime is really just people trying to get out of the elements right now in the winter.
Yeah, pretty much.
Unfortunately, the homeless will climb in abandoned buildings, but they need a place to stay. It's out of the elements. And because people are not taking care of properties very well, the landlords don't want to do it. And the people have to stay where they live.
Okay,
they can't.
But
I'm just letting the audience know what kind of place this is we're dealing with here.
You know, it's a very deprived neighborhood.
It's not nice there. And that energy also can reflect to whatever energy is there, or the energy has found a nice little home there. Okay? It's found a nice little place to stay where it's comfortable and doesn't want to leave. Which unfortunately that can happen anywhere. It's not just our town that it happens in.
It happens in every town.
It happens in every city, every town, every establishment, every what do you want to call it? I don't know what to call it, to be honest with you. Really quick, folks, our website is www.twintiersparanormal.com. You can follow us on Facebook at Twin Tiers Supernatural Research Society. Our phone number is on. We are taking calls tonight. You can be a live caller tonight by calling our number at 607-238-3816 and hitting option number 3. As well, when you follow us, we will give you a like back and a follow back. We will mention you on this program.
I always give a like and a follow back.
You've heard some noises in the background, and that was callers calling. However, we did not hear them, so we did not continue. If you're calling and you don't hear anything, the show may play into the phone. So just be patient. And if something did happen where you're disconnected, please call back. The hold times are not long. We've set it up so it wouldn't be that long on purpose. To be a guest on the program, you can go to our website and send us an email. Our email is twintiersparanormal@yahoo.com. Now the next photo is also a shadow figure or a being entity. But I think it's highly different than the last ones. And that is because it's just standing there looking at us. And I don't know where it's going.
It was from the last case.
Alright, that just went off. So, while I work on that, what do you think this thing is that we're going to see?
What, you're asking me?
Yeah. What do you think for the audience? Because you explained it a little bit.
Is it the one in the basement?
Yes.
I think it's a full-bodied apparition.
No.
I think it was attached to that chair, the haunted object, and I think it's a negative spirit that once lived in the home or was transported from somewhere else.
Yeah. Now, when you say transported,
well, it transported itself. I mean, I should.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the way I should have worded it. But
I also don't believe that whatever this thing is that negative.
No,
this thing in the basement.
It's not that it's negative. It's just it gives off to me it gave off vibes of being negative. Like it's staring right at us. Like here I am, ha ha type. Yeah. It's a mischievous and malevolent
a better
spirit.
Picture of it. If I can get to it.
Well, I even took a picture. I caught something like that too. Something very similar. It might have been the same one.
The problem when you take a picture of something like this, the problem you have with it is this. The problem is that a lot of times when something like this appears, and here it is, it's going to be way in the back right there. This is a better picture of it. The better quality picture. It's standing there. It's looking at us. The tail of the tape, the background of the picture is walking around.
Was that when you and Phil were downstairs?
Yes. He was randomly taking pictures as I was doing an EVP session. And he said, oh. And as he turned around, he took a picture.
I caught one that was more closer to this side.
Now, if you want to know, I am way off to the left. Way off. I'm never in that photo. There's no one in that photo.
And me and Ange were upstairs.
Now, a lot of stuff, a lot of sellers for businesses and private residences or whatever will have a collection of, I call it a collection of old, still in use things.
Yeah, but that stuff was left by the previous owner, remember?
Yeah, well, it was a mixture of their stuff and previous owner and other business stuff for them. But the thing of it is why is this thing watching us? What caused, in my mind, still looking back?
Maybe it's because it's his stuff, and he was watching over us to see if we'd screw on with it.
Or wanted to know why we were there.
Oh, that too.
But to me, it's very unique that it's just standing there, like I said, it's a still living person, like you said.
I got a negative feeling when I see that picture, and when I was down there, we alternated. Me and Ange went down after you guys went. Ange and Gabby, I'm sorry. And I took a similar picture, but it was on this side of the room, the opposite side. Near where the coal dump was before. And that's where I caught one. But I still felt like there was something there that didn't want us there, or they were guarding something.
Now, I believe this is a male spirit because that's what they said was there.
Oh, yeah. I'm pretty sure it is a male spirit.
And Angie, our medium, got a heavy sense of a older gentleman being around her. But I think the negative thing that's for the chair and the thing in the cellar might be two different things.
Maybe.
Although we all have our different opinions on that. But I don't think at this time whatever is related to the chair is right there in that photo. I think it's something else. Also, this photo is a classic example of a shadow figure. You can't tell its features, no matter how much we zoom up. It is always in this hooded or body shape of a person, but yet there's no person there.
Well, I got a picture.
And it's always as if suddenly you're being watched. Because Phil's taking it and went, as if... He said, maybe you have crept up on me, or you were by me for some reason and moved, or you decided to stop doing it and go somewhere else. Or he said no, and there's nobody was around him, but he felt as if an actual human presence was right there. So he took a picture. And if everybody knows our cameraman, our equipment guy, Phil, he's not the most excitable type of person. He's not. You're not going to get all excited. You're not going to get all bent out of shape. You're not going to get all technical about this photo. You're not going to get all related to it. You're not going to get what we're calling, what I call... we're back to us right now, so let's go back to... we'll just continue here. They saw it. He's not... When he was standing there at the end right there, where it was, we'll go back to it. He's standing here. He's looking that way.
I know. I was down there.
He's not the most excitable person. So when he thought somebody was there...
Sorry, Phil.
He's just like, oh, okay... I think it would physically have to touch him or throw something in front of him, And even then, stuff has moved, and he's just looked at me like, did you see it? Yeah. Wasn't you? No. Okay. And that's it. Wasn't you, something else. Oh, well.
Maybe his enthusiasm is not as much
well,
as ours.
No, I just don't think he's one of these, like me. He's not an
impressed.
Oh my God type
He's
person.
Not impressed.
No, yeah. He's more of...
a realist?
No, more of it happens and so be it. Or stuff happens and I'm on an investigation. The last investigation we were on, it seems like he's on an investigation. Stuff happens and that's the way it is. It's like being at the mall. Somebody bumps into you, that's the way it is. Prices are jacked through the roof. That's the way it is. No sense in complaining. No sense in getting excited.
No,
because that's the way it is.
Everybody's complaining about the price of eggs, which, by the way, is absolutely ridiculous.
You can buy a chicken for $5.
Yeah, but you can't buy a dozen eggs for more than $5. I've seen them for $5, the lowest. But that's
well, it's pretty sad when you do. It's pretty sad when you do when you can buy a dead chicken for the same price of a living chicken. That's all I got to say. And I don't follow the grocery prices. I just buy what I want, and I have it. So let's see if we can find the other picture I wanted to talk about. And if we can, then we can talk about it. But if I don't find it...
My allergies are going crazy.
That's fine. Well, stay out of the weather.
Well, it's warmer. Finally, it's a little warmer here.
Don't find the other... I don't find it on this one. I think it's the other...
What are you looking for?
I am looking for the one where that thing is just standing there, like it was just standing for no reason at all in the path. But I got another one.
I got a billion of them.
I can't. This transition thing is getting there. This is a photo of a cemetery out on Old Devil's Elbow there. That's where it's leading to.
There's a cemetery out by Devil's Elbow.
Yeah. And what was happening is I and Josh were there, and our good friend Antonio. And I and Josh, the other investigator, were just said, hey, let's stop off here, see what we can find. It was just had rained. Antonio had pulled off down, so it's still dripping. It's not that dew in the air. Antonio was worried about hitting some sticks in the road or something. So I said, let's just pull here. I and Josh will investigate. Antonio, you worry about whatever you're doing. Antonio took a quick look around his car and ran up to us and said, oh, okay. So we're walking, we're taking pictures, and this happened to be one of the pictures. Now, when I saw this, we walked to the tree. We did a small EMF session. We got a voice. Nothing big. Nothing elaborate. Nothing like you said.
EVP.
Excitable.
You said EMF.
An EMF. We got EMF.
A spike on EMF.
Yeah. We got an EVP. The session was, about 10 minutes. Nothing elaborate, nothing special, nothing would tell me that something's there. The normal, okay, we checked. And in the photo, there's something peeking around the tree. So Antonio said other people are here. No, Antonio, it's not other people. So then it started to rain again, and we started walking around. But that photo is something looking at us from behind the tree. Again, it's one of these photos that's not the greatest evidence in the world. It's not the spot-on thing that's going to win the prize. But it's one of those pieces of evidence that you're just there. It's just there. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So that is it. Okay, so that's a real quick one. We have some others here.
Why don't you put something on you can explain?
We're going to take a little break here. The Twin Tiers Supernatural Research Society, our email and website, twintiersparanormal.com, twintiersparanormal at yahoo.com. The Paranormal World podcast comes up every week. Here on the show, he's going to go out and get a drink. I got my drink with me, as I do every week. Sitting there, right there. This is this week's drink, folks. A C4. Well, C4. I'm not going to tip over the drink and spill it, trying to show you the name of it, but as well, the thing about the photos that we're showing you for the people who want to know, and we just chose randomly talking about hauntings, talking about haunted places, talking about our evidence, talking about what kind of evidence we get picture-wise. We are looking to do EVPs. The reason that we don't do the sound EVPs is because a lot of them could be distorted, a lot of them could be mistaken, a lot of them that are clear need to have the entire story with them as well. A lot of them have to be set up in our system here, and we are trying to work on that. We're trying to get that system to be a little bit better for you to hear them. We realized last week that a few people said the sound is not proper for the show. So we're going to fix our mics. We're going to try to get the mixer up to date with something. I don't know. I think it's all okay. But Jerry wants it absolute wonderfully perfect. So that is what we're doing with that. Also, these evidence photos are ours. They cannot be duplicated. They cannot be rendered for any other use but our own. They are our personal photos. He has some and I have some. They are used for us to describe evidence. They are used for us to talk about evidence. These cases are ones that have given us permission to discuss, although we do not have permission to talk to you about the specific cases. I'm going to show you something that is one of my photos, if I can find it, that I think is real quick here, because I want to show you this. I wanted to see if I have it to show you. I put these in a folder, and now I can't find them. They're all marked. Now, we're not going to get through every single one of these today. We're just not. But I figured I would show you this. This is a Bigfoot track, because I know some of you are saying we're talking about Bigfoot and elementals and all that kind of stuff. This is a Bigfoot track that was found last year on a trail. It is one that I pride. It is one that I know that I really enjoy because of the adventure that we had with it. The gentleman's name is Joe, and he got word of this, and we went back to the area where it was, and I have recently wanted to go back to it. But we went to the area where they said the Bigfoot was, and the guy showed us some other things and some tracks. And so last year I got to go again. And again, I found this track. The other track, if you want to see it, as I talk about this one, the track is bigger than my own foot. I take a size 12. The track is impressioned deep into the snow. The track is kind of a gate of about 2.5, 3 feet. And the track looks as if it was made coming up the hill. Now, going up this hill is very hard. I had 2 ski poles with me the first time, in the first track we saw, which is this one. That's the first time we went up there. This time we had ski poles. This time I just had large cane and another one, because I know that this hill area, where it is located, also used for skiing. It is also used for recreation in the summer. It is kind of private land. This was taken a few years back, and you can see that people have walked over this. We walked around. I don't have another one other than these 2. Now, this is the only case that I've been to where it has returned and found other evidence of something there. Now, when you look at this track, it is running, in my opinion, because of the way it's done. But this one shows more of a foot. The other one shows a large melted. This wasn't melted. Had to have been recent. It had to have been made within that night. When we went there the first time, which is this photo, we were told that this creature, or this hairy man, as the owner of the place described it, or the guy that was taking care of the place described it to us, had been trespassing around their place of business. And he has repeatedly tried to set out traps. He's shot at one that he saw. As you can see, this track is also elongated. It also has other ones. You can see the next one in the row in front of it and the other in back of it. I believe, my personal belief is there might have been more than one. I believe it also might have been a juvenile with an adult, and we're looking at the adult footprint. Now back to me here. Now I'm going to tell you, the thing is about this big. It's bigger than my foot. And the thing that I know that no human made this is because no human's going to be out doing that in the bare feet. Their bare feet. Someone else's bare feet. Whatever the case may be. As well as it's still ice, and they make their own snow in this ski place. Unfortunately, I had the routine of trying it out. Skiing's not for me. But what I learned while I was there looking at this stuff is that whatever animal, whatever beast or creature was doing this had an intention of trespassing, as the owner said. It had some kind of intention of being there. It wanted to be there. It wanted to be at that location. For whatever reason, food, I think maybe garbage rummaging might have been a thing for this creature. I believe that it knew that there was stuff there that it could easily get, that it needed. I believe that maybe the place has been visited before, and it's a routine territorial walk. I believe it did it to see what was there, to see if there's any changes, to see if it could do more. Now, the years between when we caught these two tracks were numerous. The years separating these tracks were, I guess you would say, a large amount of time. I'm going to show you another one related to it. This is some kind of a lodging. Sticks put together, sticks broken to be twisted. It's said to be a cave where they live. I'm not sure if that is or not. Another photograph we're going to show you also is from that area. And this shows the area without the snow, without the footprints, the uphill area where I was standing on the upper part, ready to go up the hill. And this is the lower half of the hill area. Now this part is for cross-country skiing, for your own hiking, for your own thing. It is not the commercial type thing that you'd find. It's more of go there at your own risk area. There is a stream here. This is a perfect setting, just by looking at this photo, for a large creature like Bigfoot to live in. It's a perfect setting for a creature of large size to get by. In the summer, there are types of plants that it can eat. It does have a deer population. Bears have been sighted there. Coyotes, rabbits, whatever setting of nature for an ecosystem topic you can think of to sustain itself is there. However, it eats and hunts. I don't know how it eats and hunts. Back to me. I don't know what it does. I mean, I do, but I don't know the specifics of it. Does it want to eat the rabbits? Does it want to eat the plants, the deer, whatever? When it is the ski season, when it is the winter time, these things may be scarce except for the deer. And going to the garbage, I know I spoke to some of the restaurant that's up there, people, and I said, what do you do with the garbage? What do you do for waste? Some of that's thrown out there for the deer. Some of it's thrown out there for whatever animals of the woods want to come and get it. They're very cautious about anything with grease or meat, or you know, you're not going to be throwing hamburger and meat scraps out there, because the bears will come. The raccoons, there are raccoons that come, I guess. And this place is open year round. It is a family entertainment place. Winter type entertainment, summer, spring, fall entertainment. They also have events centers and stuff. So it's a place where there's a lot of people, and that is a very surprise to me that this creature is around that. However, in the winter, or as you just saw with that photo, there is the place where it may not be bothered by this, that it is nature is going to take over real quick. Nature is going to be the dominant thing up there. They close different parts of the year as well.
You're talking about Bigfoot?
Yes, they close different parts of the year, and that is when I think the Bigfoot takes advantage of that area and that stuff. And the time period like now, it is busy, but in different areas where the weather is not cooperating for the sports, or the activities, more or less, that they have there. You know, and it all plays in the thing. If an animal sees free food in the garbage, scraps are thrown out, it's going to attract it. It's just the way it is. Now we're going to go to another photo since Jerry is back here.
Well, I had to do a few things.
And this one is blurry, but
I'm diabetic.
that face is right there.
I was having a low. I'm a diabetic, so.
Yeah. Would you like a sugar donut? Would you like a powdered donut?
You're an asshole.
I am. But this photo right here shows a face at a cemetery we're famous with. I can't really say the tale of the tape because of the simple fact that we were just roaming around. We're just walking around.
I do that a lot in cemeteries.
And it was very, very early in the morning. It looks dark because it's a shaded area. And early morning on a cloudy, rainy day. But there's a face over a tombstone. Now, what? Oh, visiting? Was it saying hi? I don't know. But it's a good piece of evidence, nevertheless. If you want to have some kind of a spooky ghost visitation. And I know your opinion is the same as mine, that ghosts and spirits and all these things do haunt these places.
Oh, yeah. Especially when there's a body of water near it.
Our subject of haunting has become more of an evidence review this week. We were going to do more and have some more stuff, but kind of changed last minute, but that's all right. So, with that photo, it is one of those that are just a happen photo, and I'm going to tell you what I think about this. When you go to an investigation, or you're roaming around a cemetery, we call any place we go an investigation. We take it as serious as if we're doing an investigation of a cemetery or an investigation for a client. To me, it's a serious investigation.
I always take them seriously, no matter what we do.
I take things a little more serious, and I'm constantly spoke to about it. Come on, lighten up, have a little fun. Well, to me, I don't.
Yes, you do.
I don't lighten up on these things. But anyways, sometimes I have gotten better evidence at different hours, like the early morning, the evening, just before closing, or on a rainy day when you know nobody wants to go out on a rainy day. I will.
I will too, but it's gotta be. It's gotta be protected.
Yeah, or that. Oh, look, a small cemetery.
Problem going out in the rain is you just think everything that falls is an orb, and it's really the rain drops.
Well, no, all orbs don't count when it's raining.
Well, no, but
that's why I said it's a face. It's not an orb. It's a face.
I know that.
And I have
plenty of examples of that.
I have had the faces and the other things show up at random spots. Like I said, the random spot was the...
what?
It's a random spot.
Random what?
A random time of going.
You rammed what?
I can't run. Do you see the size of me?
I said a random what? You ran and you got rammed what?
What?
No, nothing. Never mind.
Okay, well, I don't. Somebody knows what you're talking about. Please comment.
You have no humor.
No, I don't. Anyways, if you randomly go like the one on the Devil's Elbow, the one in the rain, it's raining, let's, or even the other one of the woods with the Bigfoot. We went up just to hike that day, just for the fun of it. And a lot of times you'll find odd stuff. I promote that. I really say go somewhere for the fun of it, unannounced, just randomly. You can get some evidence. Now, here's a question about this for you. And I think I know your opinion already, but I want them to hear it. What's your opinion of randomly doing stuff for soul evidence? Like I said, the soul evidence.
There's nothing wrong with it. I think we need to do as much as we possibly can. That's my opinion.
Also, when you do these places, take serious cautions. Don't go up into the woods.
No.
Looking for Bigfoot randomly in places that are off a hiking trail. Don't go into a cemetery if it's really bad weather, raining, pouring. Or
there's nothing wrong.
Don't go in a cemetery provoking stuff. Oh,
that's number one rule. You don't provoke.
Well, we got to tell this because we've seen it.
Oh, I know.
I recently was on YouTube and saw some more of our famous provoking videos that you can find. And I often wonder, is there anything there at all? Because nothing is doing what I would expect. If I provoke something in that manner, I guarantee you something is going to come at me. Something is going to try to make itself known in a harsh manner. And these people have nothing done to them. Nothing's being done to them. It's surprising how that can happen. It's surprising how these people are not injured. They're not threatened. They're not, what do you call it? Their life is not changed by what they're doing to be mean and nasty to the spirit world.
Why would you want to do that?
Oh, I don't. I'm just saying that people do that. I mean, just browsing YouTube this week, we've seen some people's videos that we do not agree with because of the way they're doing things.
Oh, you mean
and
you won't mention their names.
No, I don't mention names because I don't want my name being ran through the ringer for something that I've done.
Nobody wants that.
But when you're running around at a cemetery, provoking it and asking questions of it harming or wanting to see proof of its power, whether it's for good and a proof it can do something or because you're just silly, that's not right. It's not right to make fun of the environment you're in. It's not fun to say that something is not there. Like if a cemetery is known for Lady in White. Okay? If it is known for the Lady in White, and you're going to say that it's not for the Lady in White. And I'm trying to get this photo. Yes, that's a picture of an orb.
It's a good picture of an orb.
Now explain the video while I got this here.
This isn't a video. This is just a picture.
All right, explain it. Whatever you got on that computer screen.
Well, this is one from the local cemetery we already talked about. You can clearly see a face right here. It's not a speck of dust. There's nothing else around there. Nothing.
No.
And you can clearly see a face.
I don't know if I just messed up the camera or not, but
no, I got it.
There you go. And we did that because his computer, I just loaded one of these things on there.
This is not dust, man. I believe that...
See, we have these things, and sometimes they mess up. So that's why we just
pull it out the way you just did. That's why it messes up.
Wow. Anyway, what I'm saying is those things mess up. And that's why we showed the computer. I don't want people, oh, you're rattling the camera, and you guys are weird, and oh, you just gave me a headache rattling the camera. Well, we're trying to show you something on a spirit of moment here. He just thought of something that he had that
here.
We can show. Yes,
that's when it's raining.
Yes, we can show. I have dot pictures. I call them dot pictures.
I have videos I could show, but
I can get the transition doesn't work, folks.
Back when we were
transitioning to stuff is getting very hard with this, but it's a wonderful program.
No, it's not. It's a piece of crap.
No, it's a wonderful program.
Okay.
Thankfully, we have it for now, and I encourage our listeners to try to find us something different and help us if we can. I am still trying to find it. See, this is... I don't keep a lot of the photos like you. He keeps everything on there. If mine photos aren't good, and they're not of something, I don't really... There. That's rain.
I know that's rain.
Well, I'm showing the people what rain looked like. That's rain. It's rain that triggered one of our cameras to go off. Now, I'm not saying something didn't walk in front of it.
You shouldn't have put motion activated on it.
Well, I'm not saying something didn't walk in front of it.
Okay.
I'm just saying that something triggered it and it didn't take a picture of it. This is a normal cemetery photo with some rain blur to it as well. Can't see it that well, but this is a prime example of why a cell phone is beautiful. Nice picture of a cell phone. There's no evidence in this photo. We're showing you rainy photos, gritty, stuff to show you what goes on and what we have. These photos have no evidence in them. And I'm going to be honest and tell you that sometimes we go to random places and we do not get evidence. We do not get this is a large photo taken from the camera doing a hill scene going down when we did hear noises. We heard noises. We heard something sounding like it was walking. But again, we caught nothing. All right? We didn't catch anything. I heard walking. He heard walking. The other investigator heard walking. The other investigator, four of us heard walking. That photo that I just showed you shows nothing there walking near us. Now, to me, that's evidence. That's showing us a clear picture that we're not hearing things, we're not seeing things, we're not trying to, our minds aren't going crazy. Okay? That clearly shows that nothing was there. And that's happened many, 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 many times. Many times. Folks, follow us on Facebook, the Twin Tiers Supernatural Research Society, www.twintiersparanormal.com. We're wrapping this up this week. It's been nice showing you photos. I can show you another one really quick here. One of our last events, and so we're in this photo. So we're getting photos like that. If I can find it. Well, maybe I can't find it. Anyways, I was going to show you a photo of our last event of us all together sitting at the table. The beautiful event we went to. And that is this photo right here. It is a photo of me and him sitting there. There was 2 other people there. Rebecca was sitting there, and we have Carrie as well. But this was at our last event, and all of our equipment's there. I want to see another one. I'm going to try to find one more, and then this week's show is going to be wrapped up because we've been here, and there's more evidence. Now remember, folks, we showed you the best evidence we had. We didn't just show you random stuff. We didn't just show you stuff that was there that didn't belong. I don't know where that other thing is. I don't know where it is. Anyways, we didn't just show you random stuff. Here's a picture of from the Hinsdale house, by the way, of Angie sitting there we're doing a Greek EVP session. We did get some voices from that. That was a beautiful, wonderful investigation we did. If you just want to see where we were last week, here it is. This is a wonderful spot in a cemetery. It was cold. Now that we're showing pictures, folks, I mean, if we might as well show some nice things that we got. But anyways, I don't know if I got anything in this one. I categorize everything, so I try to get out everything I can. I try to get the best of the best out here for you. But I don't know if we have anything of that. We don't. I don't have anything.
Why?
Anyways. Of the last events and different photos. But you can go up online and find them. You can go online and find some of our photos of us doing work and stuff. But anyways, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Anyways, I was going to show you another cemetery photo. That was like that one. But anyways,
what do you want?
And anyways, I'm trying to find what we're trying to get into here. And it's not, there it goes, it's not doing, anyways, we'll have it all up on the website for the Hinsdale house and stuff. We will always have some more information about what's coming up. But that was a cemetery. I was trying to show you the other place where we caught the other evidence. That area is the whole area. It's very large. And as you can see, it was a memorial type thing on there. Anyways, in the winter time, here it is. I got it, folks. Got it. This is the place right there where it was. Now, it was a rainy, dreary day. You can see the tombstone right here where I think it was standing on. The others are there. This place has a large section to the back. This is not the entire group of places, but this is the area. Beautiful sunshine that day. Show you another one if you want. I wish I had kept some of the other tombstones that are very unique to this place. I didn't. Here's another one where we caught some evidence in this area. And this is a hillside as well. Anyways, so that is where the dreary, rainy photos were, only in the daytime on a crisp, summery day. I don't know what people like as far as cemetery photos. I don't know if you guys want to see that. Every week, maybe we'll show you an area where we went to that week.
Trying to find other photos that I have.
Well, we're running out of time here. We'll get to this in a part 2 next week. We'll get to a part 2. Write to us. Let us know what you want to see. Comments in the videos below. Follow us on Facebook, Twin Tiers Supernatural Research Society. Our website's www.twintiersparanormal.com. Our email, twintiersparanormal@yahoo.com. Thank you for everyone coming. We apologize for the 3 phone calls we did not get to, that we did not hear anybody on. We encourage you to call every week. The live number will be open. We are looking for guests and people that want to be on the program. Folks, thank you for tuning in. We appreciate it. And as always, we'll see you next time.